I'm very surprised, on a personal funny note, that you haven't seen 2 movies with Michael B. Jordan spending 45% of it sweaty and half naked. That's just me. I'm just saying. That's totally not live like. Holy smokes. Welcome back, people. What a insane week. Insane. It's good to see everybody on the panel tonight. We have Platinum Rob. Welcome back.
How's it going?
It's going
Good
great.
to be here again. I am 2 more trophies away from completing Division 2 Platinum. I just got to go and do the PvP stuff.
You hate PvP in Division 2.
I hate it. I'm terrible at it.
Yeah.
But I got a couple more to get, and I'm determined.
I dig that. I dig it. I wish you the best, man. I wish I could help you out because
Thank you.
Every time we play Destiny 2, you carry my big ass around the whole map, so I can't help you in PvP. So,
wait, Destiny or the Division?
Division.
He meant.
I meant Division. Sorry, Division. Well, I have you 2 at the top.
You don't have cool backpacks in Division or in Destiny.
You don't. You don't have cool backpacks with like footholds.
You guys don't take 4 hours to do a dungeon to get a small giraffe backpack token.
No, we do it for exotic weapons.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get to you too, Mike. What's going on, my man?
Ain't nothing, man. Just
take it,
living life. I managed to squeeze in some comic book reading today. I only got like 3, but done me this week. But that's more than I got in a while.
That's real good, man. I'm very happy to hear that.
Loving it.
Very happy.
It's definitely something.
Liv, the Scream Queen, welcome back.
Hi. I'm back. I've been off for a few weeks. Just so everyone knows, my friend's cat got out tonight when I was over there, and I grabbed him and he scratched me, so I'm just waiting to transform into Catwoman at this point. Any day now.
Are we talking?
Any day now, I'm gonna be Catwoman.
Are we talking Holly Berry or are we talking Michelle Pfeiffer?
Ew! No, Michelle Pfeiffer, Holly Berry. That
was a bad movie.
Don't ever.
Hey,
Michelle Pfeiffer for life.
Fife for life. That's the hashtag.
Not the only one, but
that's a good one. Fife for life.
The villain in that movie. The villain in that movie got her power from bad makeup. It's the truth. It's an awful movie. And a Halle Berry.
Which movie was this one?
I've never even watched it.
I have. So that's a Sharon Stone. She couldn't be hurt.
Michelle Pfeiffer actually did her own whip scenes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Look it up on YouTube. She did her own whip one when she was like knocking the heads off the mannequins.
Yeah,
that was actually her.
For it and everything.
And
apparently, she had to be vacuumed into that suit that she wears, even around her ears, and made it really hard to.
Yeah, I could see that.
Doesn't surprise
somebody has that on their resume. I vacuum Michelle Pfeiffer into her leather suit.
I mean, I would be vacuumed into that to wear it because I just obsessed since I was a kid. Mm-hmm. So I'm hoping these cat scratches start me on my Catwoman journey.
So if I don't see you at work on Tuesday, that's what happened.
Yeah. I'm just gymnasticking down the roof. Alleyways.
Listen, if you don't see her at work, you just go to the roof, pop open a can of cat food, and wait. Is what you do, because do it on Tuesday because she works from home on Monday. So just do it on Tuesday.
Yes, that's correct.
He knows. We work together. Yeah, I'm home too.
Yeah.
Y'all a trip, man.
Liv, if you get powers, you can be a villain or a hero.
Both. I can't pick
gray.
One.
Total gray.
It's gonna depend on the week. It's gonna depend.
That means a villain. If you can't,
all right, fine. I'll be a villain. Fine.
Yeah. Welcome to the club. Come on over.
And as everybody has heard, QP the Source is back this week. Welcome back from vacation, sir.
Yeah. So deflecting back to Rob about Division, I am good in PvP, and I just got a seal today from Destiny for being good. and PvP. And I was like, oh, I wasn't even trying, and I got it. So
was that the title of the seal for being good?
Yeah, the glorious one for Crucible. I've been chasing that one for a while, and only had one thing to do, and I did it today. So
nice.
Congrats.
Yeah, I'm happy.
I'm not big on the PvP and Destiny.
I love it.
I feel you, Rob.
I love it. I love crushing people in Crucible. I just love it. Love shooting people. That sounds bad, but
I don't think you're supposed to say that.
No,
I'm not.
No.
I'm
not at work. I know at work when we're like,
here we go,
messaging each other. Yeah, we're like, I need new weapons for video game, so it doesn't pop up on any security scanner or anything.
HR is gonna be like, these two.
I think they're speaking in code.
What's an exotic gun? Like, where do you get that? You have a license for that?
You go end up on a no-fly list.
Yeah, that's the risk we run.
What's a glaive? That sounds weapony.
Weapony.
Mm-hmm. But no, it's good to be back. Yeah, I'm ready for tonight. Glad to be back here.
Wonderful. We're gonna have hopefully J-Pat and Miles will drop in later. Shout out first of all to Megan. Hopefully you start to get to feeling better soon. We miss you. Sorry to hear that all that went down. Who else we're missing? Tosh. Man,
Tosh.
Miss you too. 2 weeks in a row. Something like you. It's not no call, no shows. You know, you gave us plenty of warning, so this is not going to go on your permanent work record. So it's all good. But now that all the awkward funny is out of the way, we have to get into something that affects pretty much everything we've talked about over the past couple of weeks. Lance Reddick, famous actor from please help me out. Not X-Files, the other one.
The Wire.
The Wire.
John Wick.
Yeah.
Destiny.
What's the other one?
Horizon Zero Dawn. Horizon Forbidden West.
Resident Evil.
Oh, does not exist in my mind. What movie are you talking about? The show is.
He was there. Bad. You can deny it all you want to.
That was
he was the third gunman on.
I just watched the first episode.
And Fringe. He was on Fringe too.
Fringe.
Oh,
yes.
Fringe.
And Lost for a couple episodes. He died when he got the job on Fringe. So, priorities.
He passed away today at 60, which is rather early.
Yeah.
Passed away of natural causes. I know that in recent weeks past, personally, I kind of feel bad. I said in the chat for making the wig jokes, but J-Pat pointed out the fact that he probably made the same wig jokes on himself. But I loved him. I loved his body of work. He did a great job in all that he did. I do, from the short time I played Destiny, I remember his voice, and I definitely remember him being Silence on Horizon Zero Dawn and Horizon Forbidden West. Yeah. And that's what sticks with me more than Destiny, is the Horizon series. And man, wow, 60. And that's not super close, but close enough to me. It's just just seems like a few years ago I was in my 30s, but no longer. So, man, Lance Reddick, best moments. Olivia, best moment for Lance Reddick.
My favorite Lance Reddick is obviously Commander Zavala. He is the Titan Vanguard leader, and I, as a Titan, he was always my favorite. So I am sad. Celebrity deaths are not really I don't really care normally, but this one got me.
Yeah.
A little bit. I've been listening to him for 9 years, and I was big on the Horizon games.
Yeah.
So I was we have a Destiny chat with some other people from our old clan, and I honestly said I hope they kill off his character. I don't want to hear anyone else's Zavala. I don't.
There's no way. His voice is so iconic that you can't replace it.
No, give him a respectful death and give us a new leader. I can't listen to someone else.
We're still waiting on Hunter Vanguard, and that was like 3 or 5 years ago. Now, like we've seen. I'm using air quotes here. Lance for the last 8 years. See him every day. So that would be mine. Even though the first time I think I saw him was on. I didn't watch The Wire, so it's a strike against me there. But I think Lost was the first time I'd seen him, and I watched a little bit of Fringe. But yeah, Zavala also. Like, it's been 8 years, and he's done great work on there. And I saw people saying killing Zavala. I don't want to see that. Like, just find someone else who kind of sounds like him. I don't want him dead. We've already lost a Vanguard leader. But that's me.
Yep. I remember that was my first experience was on Fringe. But him evolving as an air fryer. I like that. But I remember him mainly from Fringe and Horizon series. That's just me. Rob, what about you, man? Favorite Lance Reddick moment?
I remember he was one of the voodoo guys in one of the seasons of American Horror Story.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about
that. He had a pretty good role in there. But I would have to probably say Silence from Horizon, just because he played such a character that you love to hate. He was just so nagging and so condescending to Aloy, and he really grew on you as a character. They developed him so well in that.
Yeah. He was like a gnat. He was always around screwing something up. Always.
Mm-hmm.
Mike, do you have a favorite Lance Reddick moment besides the wigs on Resident Evil?
No, I've always enjoyed his work. The Wire, of course, like everybody said. I want to say he was on a couple episodes. He was. Yeah. He was on Oz. I remember him on. That's what I remember him first from Oz. His voice is something you when you hear it on the games, you instantly know who it is. He's very recognizable. But I pretty much enjoyed anything that I've seen him in. Any of his roles, and none of them have particularly been that much better than the other. But I have enjoyed everything that I've seen him in. So he'll definitely be missed.
Yeah, man, across the board.
Yeah,
amazing guy. I agree with Liv from the chat. Let's give him his respect and a quick moment of silence for Lance Reddick. And welcome back. Destiny review, man, that DLC. Apparently, it's been getting apparently the DLC's been getting a little bit of bad
flack
press. Yeah. I haven't played it, so Liv, run with it.
On Steam, right? On Steam it did. So last I read, it was a lot of negative reviews, mostly negative, but it was also only about 2,000 reviews. So, like, I don't know. Is that really,
I don't think that counts.
Right. That's what I mean. Like, does that count? 2,000? Not really. I love it. In Destiny 2 World, the Witch Queen was absolutely my favorite DLC so far, but this is second. And I can't remember when Destiny 2 first came out. When was that? It's been a few years.
Maybe 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, other ones were good, like Forsaken and stuff, Beyond Light. They were good, but Witch Queen was my favorite. But this one might be my second favorite. I've been playing it almost nonstop, like when I have time lately. So I think one of the things in Q&A, we talked about this a little bit last week, I think people have been complaining about is Lightfall. So it's all about like our end. And I think people were expecting that to happen right away. Mm-hmm. But if you look at, everything that the advertisements and all that came up before it, it's the beginning of our end. So like, I kind of like, I said to Q, I'm like, well, what would we do for a year until the next DLC if like it happened right away? Mm-hmm. Like it's going to happen over the seasons. So I was okay with that. And I think we'll learn, open questions about strands, which is the new subclass and all that. We'll learn about that stuff more and more over, I think, the year.
And we talked about it. It's actually still cooking, so to speak. It's not finished.
Yeah.
So, like, there were complaints that were kind of resolved after the campaign.
Yeah.
Like, first of all, I hated Strand the first week. I really did. I think I don't know who I was telling anybody that listened. And, because they forced it on you in, like, the hardest parts of the game. Yeah. It's like, I'm not used to this subclass. And that was a problem. And then, Destiny, Bungie, they pivot when they need to, and they unlocked all the fragments, and that helped because you have all the abilities in front of you, and it works better with all the fragments. I don't even want to get into that because it's not going to make sense if you're not playing the game, but you can customize the power that you use. So they opened all that up, and everybody loves that subclass now. There was a plot point, the veil, which we were almost halfway through the campaign. It's like, did we even see it? And like, we did see it, and it was like, well, what was it? And there were some post mission campaign stories that kind of explain what it is, but we're still finding out. The story's still progressing.
Yeah,
I don't know how many. I can probably look at my app and see, but it's probably like 70 days left in the season, like
in the season,
and the seasons always have conclusions, and we'll get some answers. Like,
and the next big DLC next year, it'll we've got all this time. So I love Strand on my Titan. I was very disappointed with Stasis. What was that, Beyond Light, when that came out?
It doesn't work on the Titan. It doesn't work.
I did not like. No, I don't like Stasis at all. I loved it on the Hunter, but Strand, I really like Strand on my Titan. It's got Void's still my favorite, of course, but it's kind of got like the shield type feel, not the bubble, but the shield. Sentinel. I think that's why I like it so much.
Yeah.
Here's obviously controversy, right? Nimbus. So Nimbus is a Cloud Strider on Neptune, and Nimbus is gender fluid. So we all know how certain communities act towards that, right? Obviously, I don't know if anyone's on Reddit, but that's a cesspool of hate just in general. But of course, a bunch of threads had to be locked because people were being disrespectful, transphobic, all that. Awful. But I love Nimbus. So my favorite thing about Nimbus, when they came down in the outfit, I was like, amazing, I want it. But there's like this music behind their voice if you really listen, and it's my absolute favorite thing. I don't know why, I just absolutely love it. So that's I love Nimbus. I don't care what anyone says.
So what would you give the DLC? Because we love grades here. I do.
Oh yeah, we do love grades.
We don't do numbers.
Oh, and I'm giving it an A.
All right.
I love it. I can't stop playing it.
Okay.
What do you give it?
Hey, the story, that always bothers me with most things. I'm going to give it an A-.
All right.
But it's Destiny, so I'm going to love it. But when I hate it, I will hate it. And we even carried Jay through an exotic quest the other day.
We did.
Dragged him along.
Jay's here. Got your Vex Caliber.
Carried me, really? I don't think I had the most deaths that time.
You were running ahead kind of far, though. Like, I was like, I don't know where he thinks he's going. Like, I'll just revive.
I was being a pimp.
Okay.
Y'all should get a trophy for taking care of the elderly. Good job, guys.
Like get on our backs. We took turns piggybacking him through, but yeah.
I'm never going to live down my initial Destiny outfits, huh?
No.
And my .03 KD rating.
Listen,
for the first.
Jay, Robert is one of the strongest dudes I know because he carried both Tim Carter and myself through a bunch of Division II stuff. So yeah, I've been there.
The funniest part was he was talking to his wife and he's like, "Yeah, I'm almost done," and we're like, "You're not." Like this is only the first boss. He still got some more jumping and another boss. Like no.
I had to assuage her feelings, man.
Yeah, that's when it always happens, when everyone needs you in the middle of one of these quests. Everybody, damn, everybody in the house needs them at this exact moment.
The little dude's running amok.
Yeah, you were getting buzzed, but crazy. I heard your wife threaten you and everything, and the kid, and I've been there. Like a raid almost cost me my marriage a couple of years ago, so that happens.
That's funny.
So now that you guys have both did you finish the campaign, Jay?
Yeah.
Okay, now that you guys gotten through it, the biggest criticism I keep hearing about it is that like everybody you talk to knows about the Veil except for you. Is that one of the things kind of holding back a lot of information and like assuming that you should know what it is?
Yeah, like the Vex have already pretty much made their own Veil.
Yeah.
How'd that happen? After 10 years, we didn't know anything about it?
Well, that goes back to a D1 mission. The worst part about this is if you have been playing, like all the stuff that they were saying about the Black Garden and like this is stuff that we already knew. Like post-campaign missions explained a little bit more, and we have like an outline of what it is, but still not sure, but like the season's not over.
Yeah, it's not over.
So like,
I think the story was a little light. Like, I was expecting more from that initial campaign. Mm-hmm. Like it was a little. I mean, the gameplay is fabulous. Like I love running around like as a green Spider-Man, but it's like all I got is him like walking through the little triangle in the like. That was a little lame. Like it was dope how he did it when he like the Traveler thought he was doing something.
Talking about the witness?
Yeah, the witness when the Traveler like tried to blast him with his life light beam, and he just like walked through it.
Kind of
like the Mac, like walked into outer space like it was nothing. Like
we watched the final cutscene, and I was talking to Olivia. I'm like, did he give consent to like go inside of him there?
That wasn't.
No, it wasn't.
That was great. That was.
Whoa! Pause. What?
Yeah,
great. Aren't you supposed to say great?
Right?
Yeah. He fully.
He went inside the Traveler.
The witness fully put its whole body in the Traveler.
That was like terrible. A Jim Carrey escaping the Rhino and
but like the
Ace
opposite.
Ventura.
In reverse.
No.
Yeah, in reverse.
But the gameplay is awesome, though. I love it. It's just the story was a little light.
I love Neptune. I think Neptune's really cool looking.
Yeah. Neptune is a cool area.
Jay, since you finished the campaign, you can give us a grade 2, sir.
I'll give it a B+.
There you go. All right.
I'd like to see a little bit more, especially since I was like, oh man, the witness looks kind of crazy, and you really don't see any of the witness. Like he kills a ghost real quick, and then he like walks out in the outer space and like butt bangs the Traveler. And
there have been memes of him like while we're doing the campaign, he's just standing there in front of the Traveler, just waiting like the whole time, and I thought those were funny, but like. Some of the problems is like some of the information that you get are not from like you just happen upon them, and like they don't say what happened to the witness at the end of the story, and then one of the Neomuna news reports is like, oh, he's missing too. So it's like like we're all like in the wake of this this event, wondering what's next, and the next.
It was I mean, it's not the climax, right? So we know it's not the climax. Right. There's definitely going to be a bigger battle because we didn't fight the witness, right? But you figure this this little cat and mouse game has been going on for like billions of years at this point.
Yeah.
Like, it should have been a little more dramatic than the Witness just totally owning the Traveler. Like, it was like it's like the Traveler have no defense.
Traveler's useless, man. He's had one offensive act in the last 8 years, and
like, if I was on Earth, I'd be like, man, F the Traveler, man. He ain't nothing. We did all this to try to protect him, and he ain't have nothing.
Yeah.
He ain't give us no schematic for nothing, like nothing.
The only person who really gets hurt by him not doing anything was Zavala. Everybody else is just like, like, I'm going to take care of myself. Like, we talking to the Drifter and other people, they're like, I'm just in it for me. Like, he's not going to do anything. I'm going to protect myself. But
we had lost Rasputin.
Yeah.
Trying to protect him, and like, Rasputin was way more effective than the Traveler.
Interesting.
With the war sats seemed like they were ridiculous.
Well, last season, and we'll wrap this up, like, the rumor was that the Traveler did not run because Rasputin shot him and kept him from leaving. But that was it was what's the guy who made him, Olivia
the doctor.
Yeah, I can't think of his name right now.
He's in the exosuit.
Yeah,
now.
It was,
or he was in the exosuit.
Clovis Bray.
Yeah, so it might have been him instead of Rasputin, but he did a lot of things that were questionable. But yeah, if you like Destiny, you'll like this. So we can.
Yeah, it's good.
And I would also just like to state for the record that I was really mad at Osiris during the story. I was yelling at him. He was being so rude. He was being so rude.
He did just lose his ghost though, right? So I'd be cranky too.
He's trying to be useful again.
He did not need to speak to us that way. He didn't.
And now you don't even need the Witness for your light. How does that work? We did all this to protect him so we wouldn't lose our light.
I wouldn't say that because,
didn't the ghost say it? The ghost said, like,
well, we lost our light before. We've lost the light before. The Cabal had attacked the city like 5 years ago. And we lost everything.
Yeah, but we didn't lose it this time.
Right.
Like, we have it
so,
the Traveler.
Is he dead? Is he, like, it's unclear.
Because the ghost was like, we got the light, but I just don't feel the Traveler behind it. So.
Well, the ghost also said when we were at the Veil, he said it feels like the Traveler.
Yeah.
All right.
So now we can build our own Traveler.
So much lore. Hey. You guys I'm envious. I'm envious of the lore.
You got to get into it. You'll love it.
I was at the farm. And I actually forgot about the shard that's on Earth.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's right. The one that's steaming in the background.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, so the next DLC is called The Final Shape, so...
Rob is like, if y'all don't shut...
No, that's Mike. Mike's saying that, not Rob.
To Star Trek.
Look at Mike smiling.
We know Mike is about to fall asleep.
Those weren't my exact words, but...
I just
Mark
catch up with my Division stuff, and then I'm going to jump on Destiny too.
Hell yeah.
Listen,
we're here when you need us.
Oh,
for
gosh.
What?
And y'all better make fun of him as much as y'all made fun of me.
They won't.
My hobo gear.
He has.
My hobo gear.
My 1300 light score. He's been making fun of me for that.
Yeah.
Nah, everyone got bumped up to 16 with this.
Ooh.
So you'll at least be 16.
But that's weak now.
That sounds condescending as hell.
Yeah, it is, but...
Just saying. It is.
Let me take a little bit more of this applesauce.
You need more applesauce.
You're always eating applesauce.
You always eat applesauce.
It's like his Friday night snack.
That
Friday
peanut
night
butter
snack,
applesauce.
Yeah. Get that fiber.
Oh, here we go.
Say, hold on. Stop it right there.
Here we go. We'll end that right there.
We all know where this is going.
Let's push on, man. We can all.
That's what I'm be saying tonight. Let me push on.
I'm sure.
Pushing like I'm about to go on the path to Come on, let's go.
Put that away. Let's move on to Picard season 3, episode 5.
Woo!
Yeah, buddy.
Whew. I was watching that. I was so mad at Paramount Plus. That app is terrible.
Not as bad as HBO Max. HBO Max's app is
it's way worse than HBO Max.
HBO is abysmal.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
HBO Max was bad like 2 years ago. It would cut off all the time.
It's still that way today. As of 2 days ago, the same
I can't even get past the commercials on Paramount Plus. We need to review Paramount Plus.
I don't have any problem.
D-.
Paramount Plus, the way the menu is bad. Like, it's the way Hulu was back in the day. And And Hulu used to look like a website when you went onto the app to look for movies. It was really bad. It's way better now.
We'll rank these guys later on, man. I promise. But Picard, season 3, episode 5, we got past the skirt stakes that were squirting through the whole ship. But now, you know what? I'm so happy to see all these people. So happy to see all these characters coming back to the screen. We talked about it before with Jean-Luc and Riker, 7 of 9. Worf, the list just keeps on growing. And I love the fact that I'm gonna let Rob take most of this because of the fact that he made a great quote. He said the Starfleet is always getting infiltrated. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
It seems like every other decade.
Yeah.
Whether it's the androids or the nubbin bugs or the Romulans or whatever, they're always getting in there.
Yeah. Every time. They're always getting pushed up on. But man, wow. It's gotten so good. The story is so amazing. I can't say anything bad about this. Just like you had to compare it to football or any kind of sports, your favorite team had a really crappy season the year before, and now they show up and they're absolutely wrecking shop. And that's what's going on right now in Picard season 3. Rob, continue, man.
Yeah, it's very interesting the direction they're taking with the changelings this time, because now, in DS9 days, Odo could barely, retain a human form. That's why he looked kind of blocky in the face and everything. He's just kind of getting a general impression of what a humanoid looks like. But now they can replicate themselves down to the blood vessel. And the only time you even know they're a changeling is when they're dissected into their organ levels, and then they go back into their liquid form. So they managed to beat all of the security measures that came out of the Dominion War. And now they're all over Starfleet. So it'll be interesting to see what they're planning on doing with this, and if we see anybody from DS9, where we get a Nana visitor, Major Kira, or even
the Bajorans have showed up already. So
yeah,
well, I'm
who would have ever thought we'd see Ensign Rowe again, even though now she's a commander. Michelle Forbes, she was one of the best things about the last couple seasons of TNG.
Yeah, I liked her. I liked her as a character. Great. She was amazing. She was always very powerful on screen.
She did a great job in this.
She did.
If I had a criticism, it would be some of the special effects that they're doing in space. So that nacelle shouldn't be on fire. They are in space. There's no oxygen in space.
That's just been the whole thing. It happens in every sci-fi play. Every sci-fi.
They're making it flashy, but their torpedoes that they did and one of the others left a bunch of smoke clouds in the sky. I'm like, that's a antimatter explosion. There's nothing that's going to happen there's not going to be particles.
That's why I love The Expanse.
But that's just me
so much. That's why I love The Expanse. It's true science. But man,
but you can tell that the guy who did 12 Monkeys is doing this because of all of the red visions and flashbacks, because there was a lot of that in that show.
Yeah.
And now what is his name?
Jack Crusher.
Jack Crusher. Yeah, is going through all that. And speaking of 12 Monkeys, this is the third person from 12 Monkeys, a TV show that now we've seen on here. Captain Shaw is one. He was on 12 Monkeys. The Ferengi that Worf decapitated, he was on there really? Too. Now, okay. And now the Vulcan gangster, he was also on there.
His voice was ringing a bell in my head, and it wasn't from 12 Monkeys. It was from something else. He was like a street level thug or something like that on some, quote unquote street level.
Yeah, that really deep and gravelly. Yeah.
What is up? Back to Jack Crusher. What the hell is up with him, man? Does anybody have any idea why he's seeing all these vines and crap pop out?
No.
He's connected to these changes in some way.
Gosh.
Yeah, I don't know if he's like a sleeper agent or something he doesn't know.
Or he's like some weird human hybrid or something.
He's the oldest 23-year-old on the planet. He's crazy. But this show is amazing. To quote Rob from a few weeks ago, you can completely brain dump season 2 and pick up season 3. If you haven't watched 1 or 2, don't feel bad. Go back.
You don't even need. Yeah, I was gonna say the only thing you need to know about 1 is that Picard is a positronic robot now. That's all that you need to know. Who cares about the other 2 seasons?
I really don't.
It's almost a reboot.
Yeah,
this is how it should have started. This is how Picard should have started.
Exactly.
I don't like condoning going on to YouTube and watching abbreviated versions of a show if they're good. But season 1 and season 2 of Picard weren't great. 1 was good for nostalgia. 2 was absolute dumpster juice. This is where it should have picked up. And I love it. It's amazing. And what's the captain's name? Shaw. He's such a lovable asshole.
When he was berating John Luke in the 10 Forward for his role as Locutus, he really dug in. But you could tell that Picard has been through this before, because he was like, stands up and leaves.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I know. I've been through this 100 times.
But his turbo lift berate on them when he was like Chipper was hilarious. And he was like, you guys have this whole chicken and the egg thing going on. I was in the middle of making a meal and busted out laughing, because it was like, he is on point with his humor and the fact that as many times as the TNG crew saved the universe, they pretty much fucked it in the process. And I thought it was hilarious.
Like, look at you, Riker, crashing the saucer section onto a planet, and you starting a war so you can get some booty down on that planet, Picard.
It's like, what?
Those first 2 Generation movies, yeah, that was great. But there was a huddle or a subtle shade that they threw at the last season too, because when Shaw was talking about it, he said the real Borg are out there somewhere, and not to include the new Borg that they added at the end of season 2.
Yeah, I caught that too. But I can't say anything bad. I mean, wow. The only thing I want to say about Picard season 3 is bring on Strange New World. That's all I want. I want some more Strange New World, because if you guys are doing this with a 125-year-old Jean-Luc Picard, yeah, season 2 of Strange New World is going to be effing amazing. Can't wait to see some more of it.
But you could tell the showrunners have some respect for the actual canon and not the actual IP.
Yeah,
like they're not just using it as a vehicle to express themselves. Like, we're going to write a Star Trek show.
I agree. They're doing a great job. Keep it up, guys. I mean,
it's the best Star Trek I've seen in years. Like,
yeah,
it's really good.
Seen a lot of good characters. The changelings, man, they're evolving. You know, all pun intended. They're evolving, and we, like Rob said, we had Odo in DS9, but right now we have these guys that are down to organs. Absolutely amazing shit. If you haven't watched Picard, if you're a Star Trek fan or want to be a Star Trek fan, please check out Picard season 3. You're not going to be disappointed. Speaking of disappointment, let's roll right into what we haven't talked about. Ant-Man revisit Quantum Mania. Rob wanted to touch on that and the fact that it's a dumpster fire, and it has been for a while. So
it's pointless. You start with Scott Lang dancing around, being all happy, and he goes into Quantum Realm, kicks the crap out of. That's the 4th time that Kang is lost now, and he's supposed to be the big bad.
He ain't supposed to.
And he got beaten by Ant-Man, and then it goes back to normal at the end. Yeah, it's completely pointless. You don't even need to watch this stupid show.
Dumpster fire. This is right up.
And I haven't yet, just because I've heard so many people shit on it.
This is Quincy's road.
I was like, I'll just wait until Disney Plus.
This is Quincy's neighborhood. Let's shit on MCU for a second.
You know,
I
so the Council of Kings.
Mhm.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
No,
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
So the Council of Kings know that this Kang is an issue and that he's dangerous, so they send him to the Quantum Realm, trap him down there with a ship that he can use to time travel. Yet, you go and look at the Illuminati, they straight killed their Doctor Strange because he might have gone a little too overboard with his power. So it doesn't really set the stages very high for they're a bunch of jokers.
Yeah. Like, okay, so I agree with you. And going back, I still don't hate this movie. It's just like I just maybe getting numb to it, and that's not good. But here's the thing, right? So yeah, you got a time traveler villain, right? And he's introduced this way. I would have connected him to the timeline fucking that the Avengers did in Endgame. So like I don't see how that isn't tied together, right? Like so the Avengers use time travel to stop Thanos, and you're gonna use time travel again with the time traveler. So like a couple years ago, I could have seen this spin out of Endgame because there have been really no repercussions besides a couple of lines from the Loki series saying that it was supposed to happen, which I really don't understand. Like, yeah, people from another timeline die in a different timeline, and none of it's connected to Kang. So yeah, I'm still just numb to it. Like I know you wanted to talk about final grades with it, Rob, and like I'm here for it. Like I wouldn't watch that movie again, but I did not hate it as much as the Disney Plus shows. I think that's where the bane of my existence is with Marvel right now. Like the movies, except for Eternals, maybe I think all of them were kind of passable. Like, but I hated some of the Disney Plus shows.
Yeah.
Like, loathed them.
Loathed. Well, we've watched it. I've watched it over, media channels over the past couple of weeks. Ant-Man's gone in the tank. It's going to be on Disney Plus. I'm guessing in May, maybe June. It's not too far off.
It's not going to bring anybody to that streaming service, that's for sure.
No.
It had
I think.
I'm sorry. I just wanted to get this out real quick. I know
Yep.
they used to point this out with the DC movies, and it would be all over the place, but it's a Marvel movie, so it kind of got swept under the rug. It's one of the biggest drops from week 1 to week 2. Like, I think it's a historical drop.
Mm-hmm.
And listening to you guys this week, and then just the movies that have been happening now, like it's just a black hole right now. Like we'll see what happens with Shazam, excuse me. But like this is a problem with with Marvel right now. It's not, these aren't one-offs or like this is like a pattern now. Like they work to get to a point where like in school when the teacher would say, show me your work to get to how you got to this answer. Like Marvel's not showing the work. They're just getting like
they're cliff noting the fuck out of it.
Well, it's just they're just getting to the moment. And like I keep saying, it's like here's the moment. And it's like, oh, okay, that's cool. And honestly, this started in Endgame because Endgame was filled with moments. I don't know how time travel was the solution to Thanos. Looking back, but this is where we are right now. James Gunn, I need him to get off Twitter and get some movies out, start writing. There are 2 post-credit scenes for Shazam that are supposed to be connecting to the rest of DC and the future and all that other stuff. Like, they got to get busy.
Trash.
They got to get busy.
Trash. Back up and punt MCU.
So what's your grade?
I'll give it a nice, shiny C+. It's shiny.
They showed up for class and did just the right amount of work.
Remember, this goes back to comparing, like, DC and Marvel to kids. Like, I know you can do better work, but I'm starting to doubt that you can actually at this point. So,
back up and punt.
What about you, Robert?
I'm going to give it a D. I don't think Disney's playing it too safe, for one thing, and to include multiverses and the timelines. I just don't think they're talented enough to write a story around all that. That's my fair opinion of it.
I'm actually tired of that.
They're not
phrase.
taking any risks.
And see, that was the thing last week when you guys were talking about Blade. They are not like if they make that movie, like it's gonna be one of the worst movies ever. Because someone mentioned they don't want it rated R. Like I don't know, he kills vampires, dude. Like they suck the blood out of people. They don't knock people out and hold them for ransom. And Blade comes and catches them and takes them to jail. He kills them, and they kill their victims. So, good luck. Same thing with the Punisher. Tasha put up a post a couple of weeks ago. I'm like, what is he going to use? Like water guns and dart guns to capture his villains on Disney Plus? Like, is he going to? How is that going to work? There is no, there's no base, there's no history of them doing anything like this. And whereas 10 years ago, maybe we've seen people get shot before in Avengers movies and everything, but they're going the other way right now. Even Guardians of the Galaxy, Star-Lord has the glitter guns. When he shoots people, the glitter guns hit him and people, they're dead or whatever. But
elemental pistols.
Right. Frank uses carbines and AKs and stuff like that. It's gonna be a little messy. So good luck to the Marvel fans who are gonna be upset when they probably be upset when they see this. You've been warned. Just I was not upset about Daredevil because I knew how it was going to be, but a lot of people were. This is the MCU that you live in currently.
She-Hulk. Said about Daredevil on what?
How he was.
Okay. And what phrase were you said you were tired of? What phrase was that?
I lost it just that quick. Marvel is overdoing. It's multiverse. I don't even know if they I don't know if they know what it means. I just don't. I'm tired of them using that. They were supposed to be the multiverse phase 4, and I don't know, man. I'm just tired of hearing that.
If they want some cues and some tips about how to run a multiverse, they should just hit you up and hit all of us up. Multiverse Unlimited Podcast at gmail.com. Go ahead and send us an email, and we will, respond back and let you guys know how to run a multiverse in the right cue.
Yeah, take some risks.
Some risks. Man.
One more thing I will say, when there's and this is why Gunn, I'm not turning a blind eye to them either. I really do need for him to get off Twitter and just get busy. Just get busy, dude.
He need to do something quick.
Just get busy.
Turn the Twitter fingers into trigger fingers.
That's the only thing we've gotten from DC and WB is just people talking on Twitter for the last 5 years. We haven't gotten anything out of them. They need to make a goddamn movie.
Stop trying to own people.
While Marvel is showing up and they're doing half-ass work, DC hasn't showed up. You get an NA. Hopefully Shazam is good and Flash, but you can't have. Just get busy, dude.
Didn't Shazam come out this week?
Yeah,
did you record?
Yep.
Yeah, I think so. Came out Thursday.
I may see it this weekend.
Man,
I did not want to see it. I mentioned that before, but I will see it now. Probably Sunday.
Dig it. Let's stay close to home, man. The Last of Us has wrapped. Final episode. And it actually got the lowest score of all the episodes of the season. Out of 9 episodes, it scored an 8, which was to be expected. There wasn't much going on. I personally did not mind it. It ended well compared to how the game ended. Pretty much a pseudo mirror image. Not bad. I think it'll be great in season 2. And we saw the original voice of Ellie, Ashley Johnson, show up. A whole lot of other cameos. In my opinion, loved it. Can't wait for season 2. Pedro Pascal is going to be in our face at least for another 2 months. And look at Olivia. Olivia's she's like, get in my face, Pedro. Get in.
No, listen, I had this conversation with Quincy the other day. Okay, when I first watched The Last of Us, I was like, I don't get it. And then I saw him on talk shows and stuff like that, and I was like, I think I kind of get it. And then I saw a TikTok and this girl explained it perfectly. She's like, yes, he's good looking, but he's a goober. And I was like, oh my God, that's it. He's a total dork. And I love it.
Just watch that movie with him and Nick Cage, and you'll see how much of a goober he is.
Oh my God. Like he was, what was it, the Oscars? And he did like a little finger point gun. And I was like, dork. Love it. I mean, the show was very good though. I did very much enjoy The Last of Us. I will probably play the second game now.
And Liv, as a footnote, he's older. So you don't have to worry about him.
How much older?
I couldn't tell you off the top of my head. But he's not a baby like Jalen Hurts. He's not a baby.
That's okay. His age, hold on, that's like the fourth thing Googled. But 47. The last guy I dated was 47. That's not the.
See?
I was gonna say all her dudes are old dudes anyway.
No, they're not. No.
Older. I'm 40.
Ew, wait, hold on. This is gross.
Uh-oh.
No, not him. Sorry. So, Leonardo DiCaprio is 48 and his girlfriend's 19.
That's disgusting.
Pedro Pascal, that is disgusting, right? Pedro Pascal's 47 and Bella Ramsey's 19. That would be like them dating. Ew, Leo. He's on a ban. I'm not watching anything anymore. Anyway, back to better news.
Leo likes the young meat.
That's why she let his ass drown in Titanic, because she knew it.
That is.
He was young then, though.
Listen, if you
she had the crystal. She had the crystal ball.
Yeah, she had the crystal something.
She knew. But no, so I loved it. I'll play the second game now. I'm excited for season 2. It was a really good show. My sister was watching it and she texted the one week and she's like, why is a zombie show making me cry? I was like, well, it's not really. It is, but it's not.
They're not
like,
zombies.
You know. Yeah, well, not even just that. I mean, I wasn't.
Oh yeah, well,
that, but like, I'm like, no, it's a lot more than just running from zombies. It's running from the infected.
There you go. There you go.
What's the grade?
But yeah, no,
What's the grade, Liv?
It was good
for the whole season.
Oh, for the whole series. A.
Ooh.
A shiny A. I'm not giving it an A+. I don't really give any. I mean, I don't know if I really give an A+, but A. Shiny A.
A. Okay, I'll put that in parentheses.
Shiny
A. Professor Mike, man, you're the busiest one out of all of us in school. Much respect. Did you get to finish out The Last of Us? Yeah.
It took me about 3 days, but wasn't that because it was bad? But like you say, it was time. I had to watch a little bit here, there. I finally got to see it, and actually, that's kind of out of all those episodes, I remember that the most from the game. I was like, when he went, this when he getting ready to go get his girl went from the operating room. Oh yeah, I knew it was getting ready to happen. I was kind of geeked then. I was like, yeah, come on, Joe. You know, as soon as he realized what was getting ready to happen, he went in, bro. I don't remember, what he said in the game, but I knew what was getting ready to take place. So I was kind of excited about that. Like I said, I didn't want to watch the show because I wasn't a big fan. The game was so depressing, but I'm glad I stuck through it. It was pretty good. I give it a B. Not because it was bad, but it still wasn't a happy show. It's still just not that I need to be happy, but it's still a lot to put on you. Yeah. Emotionally, it's still a lot.
I agree with that.
I don't really it's a lot happening. Season 2. I'll check it out. Will I go back to play the other game? Probably not. But just mainly because time. It's just a lot of games on my plate if I ever get to play them ever again. So
I'm with you.
We'll see.
With you. And I'm with you, Liv, because I want to go back and finish part 2 because I started and never. The last thing I remember was being in an abandoned subway. That was the last thing I remember from that game. I'm gonna go.
I didn't even start it, so
it's good. Whole lot of creeping. Murder hobos. Speaking of murder hobos, Platinum Rob, did you finish off The Last of Us?
Yes, I did.
No, one of Platinum Rob's favorite terms is a murder hobo. So
The murder hobo, and you can see when he was being led into that stairwell, when he changed from Joel into the murder hobo, when his face just went down, and he's like, "Oh, I just got to kill every motherfucker now. Everybody's got to die."
Matter of factly, it wasn't like he thought about it at all. Okay,
I
y'all
don't care if
just
you
getting ready to
surrender.
die.
I don't care if you're a doctor. I don't care. You're all dying.
Oh shit! I love the fact that he kept
Yeah.
having to pick up weapons like you do in the real game. It's like, oh, I
Yeah.
love
I do
this
like that
gun,
too.
but
like
I'm not
that.
gonna find any ammo. Let me get a 38 and just start killing people. It's like, yo, it's crazy.
Did Liv, did you see why people are saying this is the worst rated show? Or not show, episode? Is it just because it's shorter than the rest? Or just because they're not agreeing with the way Joel handled that situation?
I don't know.
I think it was the fact that a combination of both is that some of the people that are watching haven't played the game, and that they don't know that that's really how it plays out. He picks self over humanity, and they're like, "Oh, it should have ended right here. It could have been the end of everything." There's no guarantee. There's no guarantee that what was going on in her body could have saved anybody. But he wanted to save his little girl. But it's between that and the fact that it was shorter and there were no clickers, hardly any action. Well, there was, but it was murder hobo in a stairwell. Huge difference between that and the clicker thing. But it was lower mainly because of that, and I think it was disappointing some people.
I really don't know what they could have added to the episode, honestly. It was basically the entire end beat for beat of the game.
Yep.
I don't even think they added maybe a little bit of them walking in the forest after the fact with some more dialogue, but other than that, it's the exact same.
And even in the game, she made him swear that this is how things went down. Swear to me, Joel, this is what happened. He was like, yes. But he was just way too creepily happy when it was over with, and I can see where Ellie as a character would be like, are you sure this is what happened? Because he was just way too happy. Joel's never been that happy. And so all of a sudden he's like, you remind me of my daughter, blah, blah, blah. All the rest of this happy, lovey stuff. He was never that way until just then. So it would be, off-putting. So,
see, I think she could just tell that he was lying. Now, here's the thing, like with this show, like where Disney, their shows are full of fat. Like they cut this down to like the lean meat here, because a lot of these stages are exploration and then conflict and then on to the next stage. So this last episode, it was a lot of exploration. There was really no fighting on that last stage until they got into the base with the Fireflies, and he found out what they were going to do. Now, like the first one is a rough story, but I've mentioned this before. Like this is about like family, parental type things, relationships. The second one is the depressing one because a lot of people died and a lot of people got hurt, and there was a lot of conflict. There was like a war almost on the second one. In the middle of it, it was Ellie's quest, we'll just say. They did this with a lot of these shows. It's just a lot of exploration. They cut out a lot of violence. Oh, like looking back at the show overall, they cut out a lot of violence there. Joel, excuse me, what he did in the last episode, like there were moments he did that throughout the game. Like, like Joel did whatever he had to do. There were parts where I felt that the relationship between him and Ellie got strong kind of fast. I was trying to think about moments from the game where they started to really bond. That's the only quote unquote strike I have against it. But what he did in the last episode at the end of the game, it carries over into the next game because it was just a lot to there were a lot of loose ends in that last season and in that last episode. So I liked it. I give it a A-. I hope this show puts pressure on other studios or whoever who owns video game properties to get it done right. They did a good job with this show, and it might have needed another episode, but it was really good. It was really good.
All right. My grade is actually going to be an A+. I'm really behind this one. Really behind it, because I think that if this show does not win some kind of award, it's going to be severely robbed. Not as robbed as the Oscars, but seriously robbed. I love it. Pedro Pascal did a great job. What's the little girl's name? I can't remember her name. The character for Ellie.
Bella Ramsey.
She knocked it out the park.
Bella Ramsey.
She knocked it out the park, and I think it was really, really good.
She did.
There's a lot of F-bombs coming out of that little girl.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So,
Rob, what was your grade? You didn't say.
Oh, I was about to say I'm going to give it an A also.
Where did he watch the show?
I don't know. Family. His son came in. He had a family thing to take care of.
Cool. We'll get it back from him. Yeah. Good show. Apply pressure, and can't wait to see how they handle this second season. They're already talking about changes, so I wonder what.
And they talked about dropping a new DLC for The Last of Us as a multiplayer game.
I won't be getting that.
No,
I don't think
it sounds about useless, because we all know how the game goes. It's almost useless. It's a money grab, in my opinion, which is great for business, because all the normies. Shout out to Randy Green, using the term normies. To the normies, it's going to be a great catch, but to us, it's going to be an absolute fall. So I'm gonna wait for Jay to come back. So I'm gonna push forward. Hey, Jay's back. Here we go. What was your grade on The Last of Us, man?
Yeah.
Did you watch The Last of Us?
I didn't watch any of it.
Okay, good.
What the hell?
Yeah, so I won't even joke with you guys.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Didn't
So
watch
you're
it.
getting
All
the
right.
DC Universe grade here. NA.
All right. I wanted to get to this. We talked about it last week. We talked about and touched on the Creed movies. And Creed 3, was it dropped last week, a week ago today?
2 weeks.
2 weeks?
2 weeks, maybe.
All right, 2 weeks ago. But man, I talked about Creed 1 and 2 last week, and Terrence, shout out to you. You talked about Creed 3 vaguely, but I got to watch Creed 3, and that was effing amazing. Loved it. From the action sequences, the fight scenes were great. Michael B. Jordan, shout out to you for your directorial debut. Absolutely phenomenal stuff. We know you're a big Dragon Ball Z fan. I'm sure everybody on the panel is going to talk about the inspiration in some of the fight scenes.
Yep.
It was great. And I have two favorite parts. Besides, and it's above the Dragon Ball Z stuff, and the fact that he is one of us. I loved his relationship with Felicia Rashad, his mom, the character, and I loved his relationship with his daughter. Mainly his daughter, because me being a father, and having a son that was nonverbal for 3+ years, and the fact that him and his daughter have this relationship, they communicate with sign language, and just their connection, and the fact that he would bend over backwards for her. And just a small peek into me as a person, that same exact argument that Adonis had with his wife when, after he got punched in the face, he came home and he was drinking whiskey at 6:00 in the morning. That same exact conversation that he had with his wife about, you need to open up and tell me what's wrong, and the refusal of being able, the refusal of saying anything. I've had that exact same conversation, and it was like, oh my gosh, this is a little bit too much on the nose. And she said, I don't want your daughter to see you like this. And it translated perfectly to my life. And that's where it hit home. But overall, besides the fact that it hit a bunch of notes at me, it was a great, great movie. Well shot, well directed. The soundtrack was absolutely amazing. I loved every bit of music on it. And there's a lot more I can get into, but you guys need your time. I'm gonna give you my grade right now. It's an A grade for me. Period. That's it. Who else has seen Creed 3? Rob? I know you did. You spoke about it, right? In the chat?
Yeah, I saw it. Me and Ronnie, we binged the first two, and then I think like 2 days later we went and saw the third one. I thought it was really good. I thought all of them were really good. I like the fight scenes. The choreography is really good. It's very crisp and quick. A lot of boxing is a little too rehearsed looking in movies, so this looks a lot better. I thought they did a really good job. I really can't say anything bad about them, honestly. I know there are slightly rehashes of the original stuff. It was sad that Sly couldn't be in this one for whatever beef he was having with the producers or the his own crew, not letting him be in this movie. But still, even without, I'm glad we didn't have to hear too much of Tessa Thompson's music in this last movie, because her music is trash.
Oh,
it's bad. I really like the daughter. The daughter was really good in number 3 here, and I did catch at least two of the anime references during that last fight there. The double punch where they both punch each other in the face, that was straight from Dragon Ball Z. That was from Goku and Vegeta fighting in the Majin Buu saga. And then I this has to be a trope in anime when somebody gets punched in the gut and you see the force coming out their back. How they did that too. That has to be in so many other things, but I recognize that right off the bat. I'm like, oh, there's his influences right there. But yeah, I'll give it an A. It was good. I think Damon, his fighting style was so bizarre. It was like he was drunk, but he wasn't drunk. And the fact that he kind of used the mummy cross-armed blocking technique is like, you don't really see that too much.
The mummy cross arms?
Yeah,
that was not a Philly shell.
Philly
that
shell.
was not.
It wasn't
hell
a Philly shell?
No, the Philly shell covered your kidneys. That was just
Foreman's thing almost.
Yeah, that was more of a I'm talking with my t-shirt type of thing going on.
Yeah.
Nah. That wasn't a Philly shell. I think just a quick I'm gonna jump in real quick. Damon's character, to me personally, harkened back to Mike Tyson when Mike was Iron Mike, when he showed up in a towel, dressed in black, and he reminded me of Mike Tyson coming out there, because when Mike would come out with his hands low and just pummel the fire out of you, and that's what Damon did, and that's where I think he drew his inspiration from was from Iron Mike. So continue. Jay, did you check it out?
Unfortunately, no. I want to though. Like I really need to see it. I haven't had a chance to yet.
Hype. Mike, did you get? I'm just going to ask you out of obligation. I know you probably checked out Creed 3.
No, I didn't see it. I wish I would have. This would have been one of those things. If I knew that we were going to do a review, I'd have made a way to go see it. So I really didn't think about it. And like, wait a minute, are we doing this? Damn it,
it's
man.
Good.
But I would have made a way to
part
see
1
it
and
if I
2?
knew. But no, I do plan on seeing it. Yeah, I've seen 1 and 2. We talked about that one. I do, and I enjoy the movies. So I mean, there's no real spoilers. Is damn wacky movies going to follow the same format. So it besides the personal relationships, you know what's going to happen. So I still want to see it though. I definitely
check out Rocky 3. Creed, no.
No, I've never seen any of them. But Michael B. Jordan.
That's what I'm saying. Look, I'm telling you. Listen,
Multiverse Unlimited podcast.
Isn't that like a strike against your Italian card there? Like you haven't seen any Rocky movies?
You've never seen a Rocky movie? Is your Italian?
No, I saw the Rocky movies.
Okay.
I didn't see Creed.
Okay.
None of Creed.
That's Creed.
I was about to say you're in Philly. Oh, I'm giving too much info.
Whoa! I'm gonna get some stalkers.
Listen,
I know, right?
I'm very surprised, on a personal funny note, that you haven't seen 2 movies with Michael B. Jordan spending 45% of it sweaty and half naked. That's just me. I'm just saying. That's totally not live like. Just playing. I don't know you like that, so I'm just making jokes. But man, I wish T was here because he checked it out. Quincy, what'd you think, man?
It was a good movie. Like I love all these movies. Like the Creed franchise. When describing them, they're Rocky remixes. The first one, we've seen that story before. The second one was kind of like a sequel to the fourth one, and I know that's the one that isn't as critically acclaimed as the other one, but everybody likes the fourth one when he fights Dolph Lundgren. Like everybody likes that one. It was another good story. Like I can't get enough of overcoming and winning and all that other stuff. The relationship with the daughter, she was good. I actually I got a little teared up because of won't go into too much detail, but the challenges I'm having with my mom. I thought about her when she was kind of out of sorts there before she died. So like there are always moments in these Rocky movies and that that bring you down and then they uplift you. But Creed's a strong franchise. And they kept it up. Like Majors, Jonathan Majors has been a menace all year, and he's continued. It's the dirtiest fighting I've seen in a Rocky movie out of all these villains. But I can I sympathize with him. Him and Adonis fell out, and it wasn't really either one of their faults. It was his mom, honestly, and it was sad. And the fact that they the movie's been out 3 weeks. I'm talking about that. The fact that they kind of like made up at the end was a first, and it was another good movie. If they make another one, I don't know. It was a big time jump from second to the third. I think it was 7 years. So I'm curious because I saw an article where they're saying that you can bring Rocky back in with his grandson. I don't know how old his grandson was in the second one, but that age plus 7, I don't even think he would be 20. That kid looked super young, but I did miss Stallone in this. I love Stallone and the Rocky movies. I think this is like his best role. I mean, some people might say Rambo or something else I'm not thinking of, but I like him. I love him as Rocky.
Okay.
So A plus of a movie.
I agree. I was looking up the credentials for the movie of all 3. First director of the original Creed was Ryan Coogler. Mm-hmm. Second was Stephen Caple Jr. And the third was Michael B. Jordan. Screenwriters for the first one, Ryan Coogler, Aaron Covington. Screenwriters for the second one, Jewel Taylor and Sly Stallone. And the third was Zach Balin and Keenan Coogler. Is Keenan related to Ryan?
If they're not, that's
it's a little too ironic.
Right.
Out of all 3 directors, which one had directed better?
Michael B. Jordan.
You want to know what film is the best out the 3?
The best directed.
Okay, for me that would equate to best movie. So like,
yeah, sure.
I like the second one. Like I don't know, I like that one a lot. I
do. Like that one better?
I like the whole because to me like that was. So Mike talked about this a little while ago. Like the Apollo death is big. Like I don't know if it's Optimus Prime big, but watching him get
it was big. You can't watch him like Mike said. You can't watch him bounce off the tarmac. So many times.
Yeah, it's that, and then like you kind of almost seen it coming. Like with the music and the dancing, and Drago decided then that he was going to kill him that night. But like Rocky had resolved his issues with Drago, but his son is still there, and it was like a sequel to that. Like he he had an issue with his father and unresolved issues there, and like I just like that one. I like the ending there. Like, Drago had to throw in the towel to save his son because Adonis was beating the brakes off him, but he kept getting up. So that's my favorite out the three. Then it would be the first one, and then the third one. It's just my preference there.
Okay, all right, Rob. Out of all three, which one was your favorite? Was the best movie of them all?
Oh, it's hard to gauge when you watch them all like in a row. Yeah, you don't have time to like sit on it or anything. They just kind of blend all together. I think the first one, in my opinion, is a bit better. Mostly just for his, I guess, his more raw and unpolished nature at the beginning until Sly gets in there and kind of shows him the old school ropes and takes him on the old way of getting into it, and then he improves himself from there. I think the first one.
I agree. I agree with you.
Yeah.
Mike hasn't seen the third one, but out of the first two that you've seen, Mike, which one did you like better, 2 or 1?
My bad. My son was coming downstairs. His giant ass making a lot of noise. He sounds like Godzilla coming down the stairs. The kid's huge. So it was 2. My favorite one is the second one of the 2 that I've seen. But like we said, like Hunter was saying, is more of a sequel. The story continues from Rocky 4 to that one. Like I said last week, I like seeing the Brigitte comeback, even though it was 30 seconds. I like seeing Brigitte. I just really enjoyed that one. It felt more familiar.
All right.
I like that one a lot.
Me personally, I liked. My personal order goes 1, 3, 2. That's just me. Mm-hmm. I loved the way that Coogler handled the first one. It was well shot. Amazing. I like Michael B. Jordan's camera angles and the way that he handled the third one. And 2 was good, but it was almost too well laid out. You know what I mean? It's a Rocky movie. You know how it's going to happen. Mm-hmm. But I liked the character development in 1. I liked the family aspect in 3, and 2 just kind of existed for me. But that's just my personal preference. Nobody's wrong. We're all just opinions.
You want to know what's crazy about the Creed films? They actually look like the Balboa movie. Now, if you've seen Balboa, that one was kind of more realistic compared to the other ones. Like, he was in Philly. It had almost the same look. And it looks like Creed spun out of that movie. I don't know who directed that one, but that one is like a forgotten gem. I really do like Balboa, but yeah, Creed. It's all good, man. Like, I'm really surprised you guys hadn't seen them before recently. Those are really good films for sure.
Yeah, I take the hit on my in all of my blackdom. I take my hit on that one because I missed it, and I like Rob. I binge watched them in 2 days, and I couldn't help but keep on watching them. I think what sold me on 1 was Coogler's one shot when he would do the one constant shot. That's what sold me on the fact that I love the direction of that movie more than any of the other ones, because it was just so there and in the moment. But yeah, that was Creed 3. Terrence, man, we miss you. You can catch us up next week. I promise we'll give you some time. On to some lighter stuff. I want to get Snyder. I want to get on to Snyder. He's sitting here flapping his Twitter fingers, talking about what was it? Darkseid? Darkseid's coming back, and what the hell, Quincy Roth?
Message from Darkseid on April 28th, 29th, and the 30th. I have no idea what this could be, because he has, when approached recently, he's been all about supporting Gunn and has really said nothing. Even talking about that movie on Netflix. Was it Rebel? Yeah,
Rebel Moon.
It's been the only thing he's been talking about, unless something changed recently. I have no idea what this is unless I don't know what it could be unless he's selling some box set or something. My expectations are low because I don't want to be excited about this anymore. Like I was ready for this to be over, not in a bad way, but it's just like I don't know how they could do it now with everything that's going on.
The fella I've been talking to,
the fella,
he said the fella I've been talking to, he
let's talk about him for a while.
Let's not put him on blast.
Let's not. He said it may be a theater release, like it might come out.
Okay. So yeah, selling something. So I mean that's cool.
Yeah.
But whatever, man. Like, I'm over it. I think. I'm over it until it's something to get excited about. It's like whatever.
I agree with you because of the fact that the DCEU is not going to catch any traction, at least for the next year. Just, not to mince words and to keep it 100% real, shut the fuck up until you do something.
Well,
period.
It's the main thing is the cult. That's what I have a problem with at this point, where I have the MCU brainwash people on the left. Like it's the Snyder guys on the right. Like he did not invent the DC. DC will exist after him. Like you got to give things a chance. Everything doesn't have to go through him. But like they were like, I really have a problem with that group. I actually like dropped out of a lot of those pages because it's not realistic. It's not polite. Some of the stuff that I'm saying, like we got to be realistic about this. That's where I am with it. Like Zach, I'm a fan of what he's done, but like again, this isn't the age that we're living in. Gunn is in charge, and he's already laid it out. So I don't know what this is about, man. It's a theater release. God bless.
Oh man. Well, that was short lived.
Robert, yeah.
Yeah. You got me on it. I don't know what it could possibly be. It's just Darkseid talking. He didn't give none of the imagery gave anything away. The dates aren't particularly memorable or important, so who knows what it could be, honestly.
Ugh. Man. Yeah, Twitter fingers. Fuck them. Sorry. Not really sorry. Just do something. Like Quincy said earlier, just do something. You're sitting there, bumping your gums and doing nothing. You quit.
You can make all the plans in the world, but if you don't do anything with them, then it's completely meaningless.
Yeah, it's meaningless. Just like you said. Put your phone down. That's what Quincy said. Put your phone down. Get to work.
Yeah. Yeah, and I just looked at the dates. It's a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I kind of thought it would be, but those are the dates next month.
Oh man. All right. onto a funny note. Sacha Baron Cohen is apparently shooting scenes for Mephisto. We've been waiting for Mephisto for about 18 months now. He was supposed to show up on every Disney show that Quincy absolutely adores and loves. But now Sacha Baron Cohen, aka Borat, is supposed to be Mephisto. What the entire hell is this? I'm really what? Why? I mean, he has the jawline and he looks like the character version. But what in the flying turd? Oh, never mind. Oh my gosh.
I number one, like okay, so I always think about shout out to Sean. He's more optimistic about this stuff than I have been the last couple of years, and I thought about maybe giving this a chance, but I just don't. I have no expectations. Like I expect to see jokes and just nothing being taken seriously with this role, and it's on Disney Plus, which almost confirms my suspicion. So
I'm gonna have to quit bringing up Disney Plus around you, man. That's a trigger mechanism.
I love WandaVision. I watch WandaVision. I'll watch that over and over. And some of the early ones, but after that, after Loki. Loki. I don't know. I don't know.
All right. No more Sacha Baron Cohen. He's a no.
How far has the MCU fallen for you, Quincy?
I mean, it's still falling now. It's
terrible.
It's a trend right now. Like they're in.
It's trending. It's trending on Twitter.
They're arrowed down in the red.
These nuts. No, I don't know.
Yeah, I wouldn't have thought a few years ago that I would just not be excited to see any Marvel movie.
Well, nope, me neither.
They were bulletproof, and like I'm glad you brought that up because to Mike's point last week, they made too many changes at once, and then the end game. They lost Iron Man, they lost Captain America, and the only bright spots that have been in the fourth phase has been like I'm gonna call them
Brie Larson.
No. Have been the legacy characters, and like I honestly think that they should have just built out the universe from the characters that were still there. You didn't have to get rid of Cap and Iron Man at the same time. And
no,
reading. I don't know if you guys knew, like the Russos decided to kill Iron Man, not Feige. Yeah. I don't know how he let that go. He didn't want that to happen, but people were looking at me crazy when I said I don't want the Russos to direct another film. Like I stand by that shit. They took too many liberties, so y'all crippled the Hulk because y'all didn't know what to do with him in either movie, and then you decided to kill Tony. Like Feige should have just. I mean, it really is from Endgame. Yeah. I don't want them touching any more of my movies. They need to be checked, and which is I'm really surprised Feige let them do the things that they did. I didn't have a really a problem with Tony dying. I think he went out like a G, but just too many changes after Endgame, really, and you kind of crippled your future. It's just me.
No, you're right. It was too much. Here's my thing. Let's go back to Mephisto for a minute. Why is everybody so excited about Mephisto? I mean, what is the big Mephisto angle that I'm not seeing? Why are they looking so forward to him? I'm not. I mean, if he come, he come. If he don't, he don't. I don't give a damn.
Might get a moment that they want to say that they got to.
Everybody wants to see the devil till the devil shows up.
I guess. I give a damn if Mephisto show up or not. That Agatha Harkness, give a damn about her. I just don't care about anything they're talking about doing right now. None of this stuff seems interesting to me at all.
We'll see.
We'll see.
You can tell. You can tell after Endgame they didn't have a plan.
Oh yeah.
It wasn't.
They've been winging it ever since.
That was the Russo's thing. Yeah,
they for sure have been winging it.
Well, I mean, again, like it's like they're. I was talking to my brother, and he put it like you just said it. He said like they had no plan because your time travel villain, your next big bad, is a time traveling villain who he's been introduced into this universe, but not because of any time traveling that they did in Endgame. Don't they seem like that would have went hand in hand there? And they didn't even do it right. Like with, oh God, going back to the Russos with this stupid ass time traveling theory. Like that was the worst time traveling theory in the history of time traveling movies. It's the worst.
Go.
It's the worst. It's the worst. Like it really is the worst. You could have just did Back to the Future. Like that works. Or what's the what's the name of that movie?
You say Rolling Bouts?
No,
just kidding. Don't.
No, there was like something with thunder in it. I can't think of it. Butterfly Effect, another underrated time travel.
Jet Li, the one.
That was time travel.
Yeah,
that was
multiverse.
That was
Sorry.
multiversal.
That was multiverse.
Like,
multiverse.
Their time travel. It was so bad that no one even adopted it afterwards. That was crushed in the Ms. Marvel show.
Yeah.
That's how bad it was.
Yeah.
Oh. So I don't know. I don't know who left and who's in charge now, but like this is and Olivia, you'll be familiar with this term. Like this is like the collapse right now, as far as like
Collapse
yeah, like
1.0.
for like as far as like DC and Marvel, like the TV shows, they're pretty much dead. Um, and you know, Arrowverse, I think the Netflix Marvel shows kind of killed that because they were to upgrade to that, but they ran out of ideas. And the movies, it's just DC doesn't have any right now. You know, can't really. It's hard to grade them when you have no work. And you know, Marvel, these aren't hiccups. This is a trend now. You know, they went out of the one phase and into another one doing the same thing. So, like, let's. I don't want to say it was good I don't want to say it was good while it lasted. Hopefully, competition makes them both good again, or we get some decent films. You know.
Yeah, and the fact that there's an Eternals 2 on the slate tells you that they're completely directionless.
Oh, I'm about to lose every bit of food I ate earlier. That's disgusting. That's disgusting. That's terrible.
It's funny. That's the one thing I think would have been easier to digest as a show. I can't do a movie. I can't do another movie with them the way it was. I just can't. They get a little more cosmic, which is the rumor, but like I can't take anything they say seriously. I don't know what that means to them. I don't know what cosmic means to the MCU right now.
Oh boy!
And we're almost out of legacy characters too, because this is the last Guardian movie.
When that comes out, I'm ready to rip it apart because Adam Warlock looks like a friggin' joke right now. Yeah, we'll get to that. We'll get to that this summer. I promise you.
But you know, Ant-Man, Guardians, and are we done with Spider-Man? Are they making any more Spider-Man?
I hope. Let it die. Bring me Miles. That's the next Spider-Man I want to see is Miles Morales, and that's where I'm going to leave that right there. But the final topic I want to get into, there was a great question posted in the Multiverse by Jeremiah White. Shout out to you. Hopefully you're listening. If not, if you know Jeremiah White and you're listening to this, please text him something. Let him know to download this joint because we're on a hot streak right now. 1997, 8 films, 3 choices. 8 films, 3 choices. The 8 films are Jurassic Park, Lost World, Devil's Advocate, Scream 2, Anaconda, Dante's Peak, The Fifth Element, Face Off, and I can't read the title of this particular alien movie. Rob, you're a big alien guy. Sigourney Weaver and Winona Ryder. Which one was that one? Resurrections. All right, so we had those 3, those 8 films. Pick 3 films. Mike, you first. Which three out of those?
All right. For me, I have to go with The Lost World. Yeah, I love that. I actually love the book. I have the first 2 Jurassic Park books I read. I love both of those books. The Fifth Element, not because I enjoyed it, but like I said, that was the beginning for me and my wife. That was our first date movie. Still got the tattoo, you know. And the third one, it's between Face Off and Anaconda, honestly. Face Off was probably a better movie, but J-Lo looked good as hell in Anaconda, so I might have to go with Anaconda.
That's honestly
I might have
flawless reasoning right there.
J-Lo looked good in Anaconda.
Was it the fact that she was wearing the female? Okay, go ahead.
Hold on, real quick, because Money Train with Woody Harrelson and Wesley Snipes is not a good movie, but she was so like I have this thing where like women in certain movies, certain actresses, like at that point in time in this movie, they're the most beautiful woman in the world. And this snapshot, like it was Vanity and The Last Dragon, she was the most beautiful woman in the world when that came out. Robin Givens and Boomerang, but J-Lo and Money Train, she was the most beautiful woman in the world when that movie came out. I'm sorry, I just had to say that.
Dig it.
Anaconda, she looked good. She did. She looked great, So. And then Ice Cube lived to the end.
John Voight was a super creeper in that movie too. With that terrible accent.
Terrible.
Accent.
John Voight was terrible.
Why did he
Yes.
by the Anaconda? Why?
Yeah.
So creepy.
He kissed J-Lo in that when they were trying to take the boat back.
Yeah.
John Voight.
Oh, Angelina Jolie should be embarrassed for your father. I'm sorry, just saying. No, not really. I don't care. All right, Rob, give me your 3. 8 films, 3 choices.
I can't remember what I put down. I think it was The Fifth Element, Lost World, and Face Off.
Ooh,
those would be mine.
Oh.
Fifth Element is one of my most favorite movies. I always like the Jurassic Park ones. I've seen all of them, even though they've gone to the toilet. These last 3 ones, I still go to see them. I still want to see 65 just because it has dinosaurs in it. And then Face Off because that's just such a ridiculous movie.
I always forget
back in the Nicolas Cage high days.
That was a John Woo movie. That was an amazing film. I loved it because everybody was like flipping and shooting and birds everywhere. It was great.
Yeah,
it was great.
Rob, the Jurassic Park movies only work when the park breaks down. Other than that, like those movies they're terrible.
And they only work whenever Chris Pratt's not involved.
I like the first. You like the last one? The first one?
The first one was good. The last 2 were
snooze fest.
Trash juice. Complete trash juice. J Pat, I know you're mulling over your answers, my man. So
I am. I'm trying. It's always the last one. So of course my first 2 are going to be The Fifth Element and Face Off. But I'm trying to decide between Devil's Advocate and Anaconda. Not sure. I might be leaning towards Anaconda just because I like that kind of.
You like that kind of wet tank top? Is what you like? That's
yeah. The wet white tank top the whole movie and
sweaty and glistening the whole time.
Yeah.
It was white when the movie started, and it turned out.
Yes. Mike, we were about to get a fight for something totally unnecessary. She was in a tank top and she was wet.
She was.
And I'm a ponytail guy. She had a little ponytail and
puff. The only thing that
I was sold right there.
That t-shirt was what's the girl that Justin Timberlake's married to? Jessica Biel and Texas Chainsaw. Yeah. But like everybody's getting cut to pieces, but she looked great in that movie, running around, and I'm like, she just looks great. I love that movie.
It's wild.
It is.
Oh my goodness!
I'm gonna go next.
Go ahead, please.
We can talk about Michael B. Jordan and The Mandalorian, but we can't talk about T-shirts. I didn't say anything else. We're talking about fashion here.
My commentary is much less.
You can let it. You can let loose out here. You're with friends. You know. All right, listen. Devil's Advocate, because I love that movie. I really do.
It's Rockstar. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a good movie.
Okay, so Devil's Advocate, Face Off, and I'm gonna have to go with Aliens because I don't really like any of the other movies.
You don't like
I've never seen it before. I know.
Oh,
Olivia, you knew that.
Shoosh.
It wasn't a good movie. It
grows with every time you see it.
Oh wait, that's Resurrection. Yeah, I still take that one.
Resurrection over Fifth.
I've never seen it. Like I said, I don't know what I'm missing. So like.
Just imagine it's better and just.
All right, let's take out Resurrection, and I'll go Anaconda because Mike.
Olivia was in Fifth Element, so you have to give a nod.
Like I know her and her sister love that movie, but I don't. I've never done.
I mean, I told you my nephew's name is Corbin.
I have no desire to ever see that movie. I'm sorry.
Really?
Listen. Oh man,
Chris Rock.
We can bet on something at some time and make the bet that I had. If I lose,
no, Chris Tucker.
I have to watch that. Okay.
Oh, Chris Tucker with the blonde. Oh my god.
Oh, Ruby Rod.
Oh my god.
I do that with Bill Pullman and Bill Paxton too. I'm pretty sure they're the same person. I don't care what anyone says.
I did like that. I like that. I like the Tiny was a president. I enjoyed that.
Zeus.
That was great. Oh my gosh. Oh,
I mean, and Gary Oldman's in it. You love
I
Gary
do,
Oldman.
but that's. I mean, if I'm asleep and I wake up and it's on TV, I'll watch it. But I'm not gonna look out for it.
all right.
All right.
It was back when Bruce Willis actually tried when he was making movies.
I like Bruce Willis too.
Do it.
It might be me.
I have 25 multiverse bucks if you will watch The Fifth Element.
25 multiverse
I
bucks.
don't know. I don't know. You want to know too? What's that? Mr. Mila? What's her? No, what's the?
Mila
I
Jovovich.
don't like her. That might be part of it too. I don't really care for her. I don't care for her in the Resident Evil movies and her Ultraviolet movies.
This is the only one I kind of like was Fifth Element. I haven't really cared for anything else.
The Resident Evil movies were bad because she wanted them kind of catered to her Kung Fu Dark Phoenix fantasies. So, not a fan.
Oh man. Anybody else? I'll give mine. Is that everybody?
Yeah.
Yeah, you go. You go, then I'll go.
Okay. Oh man. Face Off, Fifth Element, and Devil's Advocate, because Devil's Advocate was just great. The one scene I remember was when he was in the office with Pacino and the walls were moving.
Mm-hmm.
That really set it off. I was like, oh my gosh. And I know that this was what year did Constantine come out? Anybody remember? John Constantine?
Gotta ask my man Googs.
All right, because I remember, because that's when I think of two like Keanu Reeves movies that weren't.
It's 2005.
Okay. Wow, that's a long time. I think of two devil movies when it comes to him. This is this movie and Constantine. Those are my three. Dante's Peak was an absolutely awful movie. Scream 2 was overrated. And as much as I like Anaconda for the same exact reasons that Mike does, I have to go with Face Off because it was a John Woo movie. John Woo had so many great movies coming out in like a 2-year.
He was hot that
he
time.
had
He was really
2 or
hot
3
that
great
time,
years where Woo was making great movies. Fifth Element is a no-brainer because of just the way that it was done, and Devil's Advocate because it was Pacino and Keanu.
And Charlize Theron is in that too.
She was a wife. She was a wife.
Wasn't
there's one part on Devil's Advocate that always makes me laugh is when he invites him up. He's got the 2 girls with him, but like his wife is right there. It's like, hey, you want to come up and go over? He's like, now? And it's like, yeah. Like he makes his face at him like come on, like we're gonna. And his wife's looking at him like, is this what you do at night? Like, you know, orgies with your boss and everything. I might watch that tonight, actually. But I love that movie.
Wasn't the boss? Wasn't that like his dad or something?
Yeah,
How they
he
played like it was his father.
When she visited New York, that I can't think of his name in that movie, but that's the guy who she slept with and got knocked up with the devil's son. That movie.
All right, Liv, give me yours.
All right. So, Fifth Element, obviously.
Oh, wow.
Anaconda, because I can't get enough of like
J-Lo.
monster movies.
J-Lo.
Like Lake Placid, all those. Love them. And I'm going Scream 2.
No, that's no surprise.
Ooh.
I love it. I love this. I love the Scream series, like all of it. It's so. 3 is terrible.
I got off the bus after the second one. I don't even know why are they still?
Which one was
people?
was last one?
Like,
which one was the bangs? Which one had the bad bangs? What was her name?
The bad bang. Oh, I think that was 3.
There you go.
Courtney Cox.
Yeah, Courtney Cox.
Number 3.
I think that was
like,
3.
what is the motivation? Because it was secret stepbrothers and wives and relationships.
So the second one was, Stu Skeet Ulrich, his mom,
Right.
and then
Billy's.
I can't remember
Billy's
the third
mom.
one. The third
Whose
one?
mom? Okay,
Yeah, Billy's mom.
Okay.
Yeah, Billy's mom.
And she was working with.
Yes, Stu. Sorry, Stu was
Okay.
Matthew Lillard. Billy's mom. I can't remember who the killer was in the third one. I'm going to be honest. I don't watch that one a ton because, like I said, it's kind of garbage. But
And they're up to 6 now? Is that the one?
Yeah, they're up to 6 now. The fourth one was Sydney's cousin.
Jesus Christ.
I think. Right?
You tell me this sounded like a soap opera now.
It is. It is. It's wild.
Yeah, make it past 2. I trust you.
Who was the fifth one?
You.
I just watched that one. Not that long ago.
It was her dad.
I don't remember the 5th one coming out. They said
didn't
6.
Didn't
6
just come out?
I didn't even remember number 5 coming.
6 just came out.
Yeah, I forgot. I didn't know 5 came out. I forgot 5 at all.
Yes, there was. There was a TV show. Actually, the TV show was good. I watched.
That was on MTV.
Okay, real quick, Scream 5 was like a boyfriend and his secret lover, and then I don't know about 6 because I'm secret. Anyway, I like the show. So the show had, I want to say 3 or 4 seasons.
Damn,
I think it was 3, and the third season had like nothing to do with the first 2, but the first 2 they were good. I didn't watch the list.
Gravy.
I talked to Giovanni. He followed those and Saw, and I got off on.
Oh my god, this Saw movie is there another one.
I got off on too.
Wild.
I can't.
Ridiculous.
People can cut the hamburger bits.
Ridiculous.
Saw like 3 and 4 take place at the same time.
Wait, what?
That's crazy. Saw 3 and 4 take place.
And
at
you
the same
wonder
time.
where the MCU
come out at the same
MCU
time.
got their timeline jumps from Saw. Period. That's just, take it for what it is.
I'll Google it.
Take it for what it is.
I'm not watching those movies.
We all love.
And then Carrie Ells from Saw 1 is like in on it eventually. I'm telling you, Google it. Like, you don't have to watch the movies, but just Google the story. Read the story.
Wait a minute,
it's absolutely wild.
You about to sign off?
Are they crossing over?
Quincy, you about to sign off and watch some Saw movies, but you won't sit down and watch the 5th element?
No. I'm not watching them.
I'm tired of you.
No, he's just gonna read about them.
I'm tired of you.
Yeah.
They crossed over. Is that what happened?
Oh.
The 5th, those 2 movies, Saw and
no. I'm just saying that his brother watched the Saw.
It's like franchises. I got off the bus. I'm like, this isn't for me anymore.
No.
Yeah, I mean, the Saw movies were like, it was at that time where everything was about like the gore, like
the second one, the guy cut like a barcode or a number off the back of his neck or something. It was just.
Oh yeah, that's like the second one.
I agree, J-Pat. It's like this.
I can watch almost anything in horror movies. All right, doesn't bother me. When she fell in that pit, in the second one, I cannot.
I do remember that.
All right, y'all are crazy.
Anywho, moving on.
Yeah, that's it. Everybody gave their list, man. It's a great list. Nobody picked Dante's Peak, which is not surprising. And she picked Scream 2, which is not surprising at all.
Dante's Peak was one of those movies that had a duplicate. Like it was Armageddon and Deep Impact, which were basically the same. But Dante's Peak had a I don't know who was in that one.
Dante's Peak wasn't that Pierce Brosnan and Hamilton?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I gotta look that one up.
Yeah, it did. There
was another volcano type movie.
Yeah, they would
Volcano.
Is that it?
That was it.
Maybe that.
I think it was called Volcano.
No, are you talking about the one with
I'm about to look it up now.
Richard? No, not Richard Gere. Tommy Lee Jones.
Was he in there?
Yes, he was.
Yeah, and it's in L.A., I think, right?
I love Tommy Lee Jones.
Yeah, the La Brea Tar Pits, all the rest of that stuff.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Hayes.
Don Cheadle.
It was not. That was also 97.
Keith David was in this.
Don Cheadle.
2 black guys. They probably fell in the lava the way these movies go.
No, I don't think they did. I love that movie. That's another one. Natural disaster movies.
That was April 25th, 1997.
I like natural disaster movies.
So I did something really mean to my wife a couple years ago before we had kids. Like the last hurricane warning we had up here, like she freaks out with the weather. I put 2012 on. You know that movie? Like
it's a great movie.
Yeah,
it's a great movie.
Right. I love that movie, and it was like it was the wrong thing to do, but it was funny to me at the time. But she was freaking out. But I watched the whole movie.
She'd have a fit down here, but we get hurricanes in the summer.
That's why
I couldn't do it.
Like I'll stay up here up north. We don't get the only thing we get is just snowstorms.
Hey, look out the window. Like I'm not going outside today, and that's it.
Yeah.
And to me, that's the opposite. Snow, like I didn't know Nevada had this much snow until I met Rob. I had no idea that was possible. I couldn't live there. I couldn't. I don't. I know that's too much.
We have
damn
a deeper
snow.
snowpack deepest snowpack in the entire country right now.
See, I had no idea that was even possible.
I heard that
in
people
Nevada.
in the South can't drive in the snow. Megan, yeah.
Oh no, they can't.
We can.
Yeah.
You get 2 inches, you shut the whole city down.
Ice?
2 inches.
Nope.
3 inches of snow.
Up here,
3 inches of snow and ice. It's over.
2 inches of snow up here. They're like, when do you think you're getting to work? You're like,
yeah, they don't. They're not
2 inches
caring.
of snow is nothing.
School canceled. You can't go. You can't find no bridge. You can't find no water.
Legit.
Everybody in there scared.
If a snowflake falls, but like they punks up here now with the kids.
Yeah. It's different in the West. I mean, we hardly got any snow this year, and it's been very different.
We didn't
get
either.
Very different.
Flakes
but,
at the most.
2012 was a great movie. I love Cusack in that joint, man.
Yeah, he had a mini run. He had that one, and what's the one he had at the hotel? It was like a murder. Ray Liotta was in it.
Was it like room like 1-8 something?
No, not that one. It's Identity.
That's the
that
one.
was
You're right.
That was a good movie. That was a really good movie.
Gotcha. Oh shit, man. I'm glad. I mean, that was a great topic. That was a great topic. We all got to explore it, and I enjoyed that. Jeremiah White, thanks for the post, man. It was
Yeah, he's on my friend list. He's a comic book
good topic, man.
He's good.
Yeah, like that's like
He's
we
one of
almost
Quincy's
family.
boys. I
Like
think Quincy, you know him.
his cousin, I've known him since high school. I know a couple of cousins. That's my family there. So yeah, I know them.
Wonderful.
Real quick, Quincy said something about most beautiful woman in the world.
It's me. Thank you. Goodbye.
He said that Liv, you are gorgeous. You are. You have a beautiful smile. Yes, you do. You are. But this particular woman right here, I'm gonna have to say it was in this movie, Desperado, was Selma Hayek. It's the reason why I say it's on right now.
Agree. I'm gonna.
Gosh, Jesus,
from dusk till dawn.
I have another.
Both of them.
How many VCR tapes?
I have one more to
on
the
that
most beautiful woman in the world, Kim Cattrall in Mannequin. I loved her.
That's a classic. That's a classic.
I was like, this is the most beautiful woman in the world. And then she got all the plastic surgery and everything later. But the Mannequin, she was it.
Nah, I listen.
So nobody's going to talk about a little bit of a backtrack. Nobody's going to talk about that bad plastic surgery Dr. Crusher has.
That's all the way to the beginning.
That's a lot of backtrack.
It's not as horrible as I've seen on most people. I actually think Marina Sirtis, the Deanna Troy's, hers is worse.
Really? She wasn't on Picard yet, has she been?
She was in the first season, and then she's been on a video chat in this one.
I'm starting season 3 as the first season. Forgetting everything else.
Okay.
But every time I see her lips look big and they look like out of place.
It looks like they kept pulling her face back.
It's real painful.
They just kept.
Jay, you are killing the vibe. We're talking about beautiful women. You're talking about messed up science experiments, man.
That's a segue,
No, it ain't.
bro.
That's not a segue. No,
segue.
If it's a segue, you hit a speed bump on the segue, and you.
Who is it again?
That's a segue, man.
Who was you?
Dr. Crusher.
Yeah.
Crusher. Oh, yeah. I haven't watched any of that. I have no idea.
Thanks a lot, Jay.
You're welcome. Always glad to help.
Yeah, they kind of help. Put that back in your pocket. Put it back in your pocket.
Like Dr. Crusher's lips. Put them in the back of the
No.
pocket.
No.
Lips in the pocket. We're getting creepy now.
We're getting creepy. We're going to wrap it up on that one. Lips in your pocket. That's going to be...
That's
gonna be the one.
All
Lives in your pocket.
Because
Liv is like 3 hours over her bedtime, so we're gonna put her to bed.
Yes, I am.
Looks like she's about to
pass out.
Take a hit of that cocaine.
Oh my God! Here we go.
No. We're done. No coke.
Cocaine bear. Gotta
no
go.
cocaine bear.
Well, one more thing. What did you mean a little while ago? You said we're on fire with what, Lou?
Oh, we hit in one day last week. I forget which day it was. I think it was like the 14th or 15th. We had like 75 downloads in one day. It was crazy. I have no idea what kind of spike brought that on, but it was one day hit. It was wonderful.
I want to take a shot. I had a team meeting 2 weeks ago, but this was before then. I did mention the podcast on there. I dropped the link in my team's meeting, so hopefully some of those people took a.
When I post the link on my Facebook, I post it publicly, and then I post a reel.
Love it.
Destiny related reel usually. Well, my last one didn't get a lot of views. It only got 200, but the one before that got like 2,000 plus.
Nice.
So I always hope people come to the page and then click on the podcast. Maybe edit that out so people don't know my tricks.
It's all right.
I'm kidding. Keep it in.
Suck it in.
That's good.
It's good. But like I was saying, man, we're going to put a bow on this. It was a great time. Terrence, miss you, brother. Understand. Happy birthday to your son. Happy birthday to him. Megan, hope things go better and get better. And Tosh, hopefully everything's going good with you. So, good week. Good show. And J-Pat got an absolute gigantic jar of applesauce knocked out throughout the whole show.
Yeah, I didn't eat the whole thing this time, so
you need
my bowels should be okay.
Here we go. All right.
That's it. From the entire Multiverse Unlimited podcast crew, this is Cosmic Lou, J-Pat, Olivia the Scream Queen, Platinum Rob, QP the Source, Professor Mike. Until next week, if we decide, we'll be back. But until next time, we're out. Peace.
It always comes
No. Let's get out of here.